Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am your host and wheeljack of warm-up, Ken Levine. I'm a singer and vocal coach here on YouTube, and today we are looking at Motorhead and their song Overkill, live from Dusseldorf, Germany, in the 30th anniversary edition of, I believe, Stage Fright was the name of the festival. I'm not sure. Maybe you can check me on that one. Fact check needed. And this is a special request from one of our stalwart community members, Steve. Steve has been a member of this fabulous community of music aficionados, of vocal aficionados, for over a year. And he came at me with this request, as well as a couple of others. We might get to those as well in due course. But this one seemed to me to be the most pressing because I don't know Motorhead at all. So it's time for me to be introduced. Let me see if I can get this right here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there he is. There's Lemmy. Let us hit play and let the fun and games commence. This is about a 10-minute video, so we're gonna go to the bitter end with this one and see it all the way through. Though I may stop at some point, as I sometimes do. Let's commence right now. 3, 2, 1, go.
I would like to thank you for being an excellent fucking audience, Dusseldorf. Once more, thank you. Give yourselves a cheer. And I would also like to introduce you to the members of Motorhead, because it might be your first Motorhead event, you know.
It's my first.
With Motorhead for 20 long and miserable years, Philip Augustus Campbell III. Mr. Campbell.
The third.
On the drums, the best drummer in the world, Mickey D.
Pay homage to your drummer.
And standing over there, the man that started all this shit, Mr. Lemmy Kilmister!
Very gracious introductions to the band all around. That shows a lot of love, I think, on this stage and probably off stage for their band members who obviously they perform and work with, and you spend a great deal of time with when you're on the road. And I imagine they know each other pretty well at this point in their career.
Don't forget us. Our name is Motorhead. We play rock and roll.
Huh. Don't forget us. Getting the crowd pumped. Old school. Yeah. Okay, look at all those Marshall stacks pointed directly at this crowd that obviously their eardrums have been obliterated by this point, because this seems to me like an encore. Like this is the end of the show. It just has that vibe about it. They've been rocking along, and he's thanking the audience, or maybe if not an encore, like one of the show closers. It has that vibe, and there's a lot of love in that room for Motorhead. No diction. Don't need it. What's this song about? What's this song about, Mr. Kilmister? What's this song about? It's about rocking. That's what it's about. It's about rocking and rocking loud. That's what it's about. What is this rocking you speak of? you know, rocking. You know, you're rocking it. That's exactly what they're doing. This isn't complicated, folks. Play it loud. Yeah! That is a guitar solo. That is a guitar solo. Well done, Mr. Campbell III. Fantastic guitar solo. That was great. I love that. I love that sound. That sort of, I don't know I don't know what pedals you use. Guitars, tell me what pedals you use to get that guitar sound. I love it. It's just so classic. So rad. Can't get enough. Don't sweat it. Yeah. Yeah. Is it over? It's not over. Until I say it is. Oh, man. Yeah. You wanted more. You got it. That's the proper way to play a bass. Turn it up. Amps to 11, boys. Yeah. They're all waiting. It can't be over. Their instruments are still playing. It just goes on. Yeah.
Before we do that,
Yep. Oh, sorry. Let me. Sorry. Okay. That was incredible. Let's just leave the stage in a distorted cacophony of sound and have the fans, have all of the audience just bathe in that. That was really, really cool. Ultimate, incredible confidence. You know, just being able to do what it is that you know how to do and unapologetically just rock it to its absolute depths. Really enjoy seeing that. Man, that is so cool. Yeah, not your Colin Hay overkill. Throwing no shade to Colin Hay of Men at Work, but this is a very different kind of overkill. One of the things I really enjoyed was actually watching Lemmy not give a fig about technique in with respect to vocal technique. Now, this is interesting coming from a vocal technical guy who really digs deep into the technical weeds and tries to mine every possible fragment of optimization, but you could see he was doing everything wrong and still successfully navigating his job, doing the job to the best of his ability, which was to rock. It wasn't to sing perfect, round, pear-shaped vowels. No, sir. It was to simply rock as hard as you possibly can. And I think we can all learn a dynamic lesson from that. I know I did. I took away something from that. I really enjoyed that. And one of the things that I noticed, though, as the video was playing back, and let me know, I'm trying out a slightly different system here and how I bring everything together. The video seemed a bit choppy, even though it said on this particular YouTube clip it was high quality. I have a feeling that it might be a little bit choppy and hard to distinguish. I hope the audio wasn't. It wasn't on my end, but if you can let me know down in the comments, let me know your thoughts on Motorhead, on Overkill, on this particular performance. I think this might have been very close to the end of Lemmy's life, as he was very active up until the very end in terms of his performance career. And I know that it was a sudden diagnosis of cancer that took him out of our particular realm, and we are all of course the poorer for it. But again, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm very new to the Motorhead family of musicians who love Motorhead. Let's just put it that way. This is great. This is cool. It was a really interesting look at what they do dynamically live, and to end the show on that three-peat ending, we're going to do this deceptive cadence where you think the song is over, but no, there's more. Oh, you thought it was over? Oh no, we've got more. And we're going to walk away now and let our instruments ghost our promenade off the stage, our exit from the stage and the building. Yeah, very cool. And you couldn't hear the audience at all. Like, you saw that moment where Lemmy turns his bass towards the cabinet, and then he was adjusting the knobs. I think adjusting them to like all the way up. So this is going to be loud, and this is how you're going to remember us. And now it was kind of bittersweet, when I was listening to his preamble and they were doing their introductions. Maybe this is your first time coming to see a Motorhead concert. I'm like, you know what? That's actually kind of cool. I don't know if he was saying that ironically, but it's not being presumptuous on the taste of your audience. And he's looking out at the sea of, well, younger faces who probably have grown up always knowing Motorhead and then seeing them live. Maybe they've never actually experienced Motorhead live. So I don't know. Yeah, very interesting to see. Actually cool, very exciting. I had an interesting experience the other day where so I bought some new speakers. These ones in my studio actually aren't even hooked up, unfortunately. I need to hook them up to I've got a vintage stereo receiver, and just behind me here a Technics stereo receiver. It went on the fritz, but I have a few of those, and at home I have this one that I've recently refinished. I'm very, very happy with it. It's beautiful, beautiful walnut cabinet, and hooked it up to these new speakers, and I went to the record store. I was about an hour and a half away. There's a vintage record store where you can get all sorts of stuff, new and old, and I found a used copy of 1984 Van Halen, the seminal classic from the band. I think is the last album David Lee Roth and Van Halen made together, I think. Anyway, I knew it as a young lad as something very naughty that Mommy and Daddy were thinking was probably hooked in some peripheral way to the Satanic Panic, but they couldn't quite pin it. Anyway, I remember listening to it back as a young kid, and then as I grew a little bit older, musical taste changed, and I was like, "Oh, that's just old stuff." But I was having a hankering for it, so I found the CD, I put it in the system, and I turned it up really, really, really loud. And I was expecting maybe to be a little underwhelmed, that it was just, maybe it was just a little dose of nostalgia that I was hankering for, and then I would be done. And I was playing it through and I was like, I get it. I get it now. This needs to be, as Lemmy was preaching, it needs to be so loud that you can feel it in your guts. It needs to be overkill. So your neighbors come over and say, man, isn't that a little bit of overkill? Like, can you turn it down a little bit? That's how you need to experience rock and roll. That's how you need to experience this kind of music. It is so loud that you're not listening with your ears anymore. You're listening with your whole body. Anyway, that was some of the things that I was thinking about as I was going down this incredible trip of watching Motorhead for the first time. And again, leave your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Leave them down in the comments section. If you are a young up-and-coming singer and you're wanting to maybe learn for yourself some of the tips and tricks that can help make things a little bit more efficient and perhaps maybe speed up the learning curve of trying to master the vocal arts, I strongly suggest you reach out to a vocal coach. Someone living in your area. Learning one-on-one is the best way to do it. However, that's not always possible. You can certainly reach out to one of us in YouTube land. You don't have to work with me. There's lots of great, talented vocal coaches out there. But if you want to work with me, I'll be sure to leave those links down below in the description. And as always, if you are not yet a member like Steve of this fabulous community of music lovers and vocal aficionados, consider joining by hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the great stuff that we produce here every week on the channel. And with that, if you have made it to this epically long video, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.